Surprise. I know y'all probably don't even recognize me indoors, but hey, it's Mark here again. I'm your reader. Happy Monday. That should have been first. Happy Monday, y'all. Hope y'all feeling the magic. I don't know. There's an energy of newness, of surprises, of play, and yeah, I'm excited to see what comes out today. Um, yeah, I didn't have my mic today, so I didn't want to go outside and be too loud, or that to be in the back of my mind as I'm out there and getting in the way of the flow and getting in the way of you guys being able to receive the messages. So yeah, today we're in my room. Um, so and also, that being said, I also figured, since we're in a new space, we're in, the vibes are gonna be different. Figured that I do today's reading a little bit different. So I'll get to that in a second. But you know how we get things going. Time for a little bit of presence practice. Um, but yeah, before we even do that, I just want to say thank you. Um, Thank you all for continuing to be here, continuing to keep the space elevating, and 111 as I say that, and just continuing to show up for not for me or just for me, but for yourselves as well. Continuing to, look in the mirror and to find ways to keep expanding and to keep elevating, because that's what this is all about anyway. So yeah, you should be very proud of yourself for continuing to do the work. So thank you. But that being said, you know the drill. Let's introduce a little bit of flow into our body. Find your little, yeah, get a little wiggle going, get a rock side to side. Find your flow, you want to get a little wavy, get a little wavy. But yeah, once you find it, um, go ahead and close your eyes if you can. We're going to start with some deep breaths. And after that, we're going to go into our body scanning. So, uh, yeah, close your eyes if you can. And when you find your flow, go ahead and return to center. And we're going to start with our inhale. So, inhale. Hold at the top. Exhale. And on the inhales, you're going to want to bring that inhale all the way to the, as deep down to the bottom of your belly as you can. And then you're going to hold it at the top. And then for the exhale, you're going to exhale as slow as you can. And you want your exhales to be longer than your inhales to promote relaxation. So inhale. Exhale. I challenge you guys to hold your exhales longer than I do. I feel like my exhales are pretty long. Yeah, see if you can hold it longer. If you can, hey, great job. And by the end, you should be very, very, very relaxed. So here, let's do a couple more. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Good job. Next, we're going to go into our body scan. With this, you're just going to direct your attention to the body part I call out, and not just the body part, but the space as well. So we're going to start at the top of the head, but as we're at the top of the head, check in with your brain. As I say, mouth. Check in with your teeth, check in with your tongue, check in, but just that space in general. So even though I may not say, your lungs, when we get to the torso area or the chest, check in with your lungs. So I'm gonna call them out, and you're just gonna place your awareness there. Don't think too hard about it. Don't anything. Just place your awareness there, and be receptive to whatever is there. And if you feel any tension in a place or any stuck energy or blocked up energy, um, use your awareness to release it. Allow it to flow again. And if you feel any pains or aches or anywhere that needs attention, send your energy there. And you're doing all this through your awareness. You don't need to exert a bunch of effort, but yeah, just place your awareness and allow. So we're gonna start with the top of the head. Top of the head. Your forehead. Your eyes. Your cheeks. Your ears. Your chin. Your nose. Your mouth. Your neck. Your shoulders. Your arms. Your back. Your chest. Your stomach, torso area. Your waist. Your hips. Your butt. Your groin area. Your upper legs, like your thighs and your quads. Hamstrings. Your hands. And your knees. Now your lower legs, like your calves, your shins. And then your feet. And then we're going to finish off with our toes. And when you're done, give them a little bit of a wiggle. And then introduce some flow back into your body. Now stretch a little rock. And then express gratitude 3 times. It doesn't have to be out loud. It can be in your head, whether that be thank you or just feeling the energy and really allowing it to grow and express. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And then when you're ready, just open your eyes and turn back to the room, to the space. That was dope. Yeah, thank you. And make sure you thank yourself for that, because just that little practice goes such a long way. I don't know about you guys, but every time I, return, open my eyes and come back, It always feels like a reemergence. It feels like a reset. It really does. So, um, yeah, say thank you to yourself for giving yourself the space to get that reset and to exercise some presence and get the benefits of that presence. So, hell yeah. But without further ado, this is Monday Magic, y'all. I can't wait to see what's in store for us. Um, yes, as far as how today is gonna go. So, to start, I'm gonna pull cards. I'm gonna pull tarot, and we're gonna pull 12 or 13. I'm not entirely sure yet. 12 or 13 cards, and we're going to get a quick read on them. Not a full-on read, but for each one we're gonna go see what jumps out, and just to get a hold of the present energies, the energies that are available right now in this moment. And then from there, once we go through them, I'm going to pull the Celtic Cross spread. So a 10-card spread. I'm actually gonna do 2, and that's where things get fun. We're gonna use the exact same cards to generate each spread, and whichever spread you're called to beforehand, if you're called to just one, or if you're called to both, whatever feels right, that's gonna be your message. And yeah, so don't overthink it. Whatever you feel drawn to, that'll be your message. Yeah, if you're not drawn to pick any, then watch them both. And whatever resonates, you can take that message. If either resonates, that's perfectly fine too. But yeah, just understand that your truth is the truth. Don't force anything, and don't feel like you're missing out on anything if none of it applies to you, you know? But yeah, as far as picking the piles go, you can just use your intuition. Or by the time we get there and you still, you don't know which one's for you, then I'll pull Oracle, a couple of my Oracle cards, to give you a little clarity, one for each pile, or one for each spread. And then, yeah, and by then you'll know which one is yours. So, I think I explained that thoroughly, but if not, when we get there, yeah, we'll know exactly what to do. And with that, the first card came out. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, allow your abundance to support you, to sustain you. Right now I'm here, like, I feel like typically we feel the need to protect our abundance, to care for it, to nurture it, to do the things we can to make sure it never ends, to make sure it keeps coming in, the flow keeps going. But right now I'm getting the call to allow it to do that for you, like, understand that, yeah, your abundance flows for you in your best interest. It doesn't need you to take care of it. It doesn't need you to protect it. It flows because that's your natural state. Your abundance is going to continue to flow. It's on you to not get in the way, to not block it. So understand that there's nothing you need to do as far as to take care of it, and to shift from, to allow it to take care of you, and to sit back and to do what you feel called to do, and understand that your abundance is going to give you the resources you need to pour into yourself, the money you need to go to do self-care, to go to the spa, to go get your hair done, get your nails done. Understand that, shift, allow it to take care of you, and don't feel like it's always on you to keep it coming so you can survive. Understand that you're here to do more than just survive. You're here to live a life that you're proud of, and a life that pours into you and makes you feel whole. So that's what I'm getting called for this one. So it's one card. I'm really interested to see how these the 2 spreads go, because I feel like they're going to be very different, even though they're using the same cards. And yeah, I look forward to see how you guys receive them. The Hierophant. The first thing I was called to is the 5. Sorry if it's a little loud. landscaping people are out there. It seems like they're doing a hell of a job. So um, I'm sure you guys can hear me, but if there's additional noise, that's what it is. But yeah, the Hierophant. I'm being called to the five, which is its number in the major arcana. And with that, I'm hearing like education, I'm hearing change, I'm hearing humble and humility, and understanding that even if you know a lot, even if you are in a position to be a teacher, understand that the best teachers understand that they're also students, and that there's things that they can learn from the people that they're teaching, and that they don't know everything because things are constantly changing. Even if there was a point where, boom, I learned the last thing, I know everything, understand that in the next second, new things are happening. In the next second, the fact that you know everything changes everything you know, because you know, up until that point, there was no way to know everything. So now that you know everything, the world has changed. So now there's more things to know. Um, yeah, so understand that at no point will you truly be a master of all till you just know everything. So understand that there's always room for somebody to teach you, even if it's just one thing that you don't know. You never know who has that one thing. So you should be open to everybody you come across, everybody you meet. Um, and don't look down upon people, especially just because you feel like you know more than them or because you're in a position where they're learning from you. So remain open and expect lessons to come from places that you may not have ever expected them to come from before. So that's definitely some of the energy for this week. Okay, we got 2 cards, gonna pull about 10 more. And with the Celtic cross spread, it's a 10 card spread, but I wanted to use the extra 2 or 3 cards as clarifiers for anything that may come up. The next one is 10 of Wands. Lessen your load. This is what I'm getting from this one. Understand that what's coming in for you is going to need you to have a free hand. Even if it's not both hands, you're going to need at least a free hand to be able to maneuver and to be able to show up and answer the call the way you need to. So, yeah, you're just being asked to put some stuff down, and not anything important. The things that you don't even need to be carrying, the things that don't light you up, that don't give you that spark, that excitement to even be carrying them, to be, responsible for it. So if there's anything that doesn't light that fire in you, and you can afford to put it down to create space for the things that are coming in for you, and to let the universe know that you're ready and that you have the space and the ability to rise to the occasion, because it's not going to give you anything that you can't handle, because it's going to overwhelm you, and that's not in your best interest. So 10 of Wands. Ooh, I just gotta chill. The energy, I definitely feel all tingly, and it's dope because I'm excited to see, what's in store. 2 of Wands. Yeah, for some, there's a decision that needs to be made. It's really a this or that type of choice, and for others, this feels like a reminder that the world's in your hand, and you really need to know that. Like, I feel like you've been in a space where you've been spending a lot of time like just bouncing and reacting to the world and things that present themselves, the things you're being asked to do, your responsibilities and things like that. But what you need to know is that this is your world. Like, your desires and what you want to do is more important than that. So I was gonna say just as important, but it's more important. So that should be at the forefront of your decision making, the forefront of how you're making decisions. Because this life that you live is your greatest creation, and understand that all that stuff is creative decisions that you're making. So you just want to be conscious of that and not be just doing a bunch of stuff because you're supposed to do it, or because it was asked of you, or because it's your responsibility. When it's like, okay, but how much of that are you doing that because how much of that are you doing because you simply want to do it, because you love it, because it lights you up? That's a more authentic and scale to judge your actions and your choices. So yeah, That's what this is giving me right now. I also just heard trust, like period, trust. So I think that's 4 cards. So still got a few more to go. Fool on the bottom. Cool. I'm hearing the journey. For some, it's a new journey. For others, it's a recommitment to the journey that they've been on for a while, or maybe that they put to the side for a little bit because things may have gotten serious in life or demands may have changed. So yeah, there's definitely gonna be a journey to be talked about as far as this week goes, and that's exciting. The Fool is always an exciting card. It's the first in the major arcana. It's the beginning of that journey. It's the 0 point. Once you've decided to take that journey, you decide to take that leap of faith. But before everything that experience is, everything that comes from that decision, it's before that. So this is also a great place to be at. It's like the calm before the storm. So the Fool. So I keep getting chills, like of different intensities. Okay, I saw this and I kind of ignored it and it came back out again. The Hermit. It's interesting because I was pulling cards like last night, and I feel like a lot of these are duplicates. Like a lot of these are cards that came out then. But yeah, the Hermit. Shine your own way. And even the way the light's reflecting off right now feels significant. Understand that your light is your power. The way you see the world is your power. Understand that you're never separate from it. All you have to do is own it. Own who you are authentically at any given present moment. Own how you're feeling in any given present moment. You have full access to your magic. You have full access to your power. No matter what that state is, Even in low vibratory states, when you're sad, if you own it and you show up authentically in that sadness, understand that it can be a superpower. You can create with that. If you own it, you can go make a song, a heartbreak song that, yeah, it may be sad, but other people who resonate with that, it'll make them feel better. That release of getting it out of your system is empowering. And, all the things that come with that. So understand that that's all you're ever asked to do is just show up authentically for yourself in any present moment. And yeah, you don't want to be sad for too long. You don't want to be angry for too long. But understand that when you do feel those things, when you honor them, because you honor them in order to move through them, allow it to move the energy. So when you honor them and you show up authentically in them, understand that's a power, and that's your magic in any given moment. Yes, times change. You feel differently all the time and whatever. So your magic is not going to be the same all the time. It's not. The miracles may not come in the same way they come in all the time. But understand that your magic is still your magic. So it may be different at any given time, but be authentic. Own how you're feeling. Own your emotions and be intentional with them. And use them to help you evolve. Take advantage of them. Because at the end of the day, emotions are just energy. And, each emotion has its own energy that it becomes available to you. So it's all usable. It can all create a life worth living. So just be intentional with it and understand that that's the opportunity you're given at any moment. That's the gift you're being presented with at any moment as you're feeling different things. So, yeah, let that light dance. Use it. That's your weapon. That is your gift. That's your superpower. So let's see, how many cards so far? 4, 6. Okay. No, we're getting a good selection of cards, honestly. Oh. Justice, and it hit the floor, so we're gonna take that as like a ×10 energy booster. But yeah, I'm hearing decisions to make, verdicts. Yeah, I'm hearing like deciding whether to get people out of your life or not, where they continue on. Like maybe you've been in a space where you've been deciding or not deciding, just kind of like I don't know, and which is a decision too, because you know what you want to do, and sometimes we drag our feet to not have to make a decision when the decision's already made, but not to act on it. So we just kind of keep going with it until it becomes unbearable or becomes something comes and it's like I can't do this anymore. But yeah, that's about I'm getting with this. Like, okay, time is up. As far as being able to drag your feet or be able to continue on without actually addressing this thing that's kind of the elephant in the room. But now it's like, okay, we're done with this chapter, and you haven't closed that book yet. And it's like they don't exist in this next chapter, so you kind of got to put this to bed now. And if you don't, because you always have a choice. If you don't understand that, you're just signing up for the next chapter to be like this chapter. Like you're declining the offer into the future that you've been asking for. Understand that you don't get both of those things. You don't get to have your cake and eat it too with this one. So it's like you know that this person is no good for you. Let them go, so we can walk into this next chapter, or stay with them if you don't have the strength yet. Stay with them and continue to get that experience. Continue to go through those cycles to learn those lessons, and then by then you'll get the strength, and you'll eventually be ready to move into this next thing. But understand that this is a fast moving portal right here. Like, if you don't make this decision now, this will become closed to you until a later date, until when it comes back around, whatever this is. So understand that there's really only one choice to make, so make it. It might be scary, you might have it might be a scary thing to go into alone, so you're like, damn, like, I don't want to go into something new and by myself. But it's like, that's what you're being asked to do, because that's how you'll get the full magnitude, maybe, but the full experience of the opportunity, because it is for you to do alone. It is for you to, and you'll meet people along the way. All that stuff will happen. But right now, you're just being asked to make that choice that you already made, but own it outside of yourself, not just in your inner world. Like, oh yeah, I'm done with this. Like, but to let that be known, and to allow that to ripple into the world, and to make things fall where they may, which is setting up this next thing. So, yeah, that's what I'm getting with justice. Dang, this thing just flying out. King of Pentacles. Be solid within yourself and enjoy nice things. I'm being drawn to like the bulls up here, which is giving me Taurus energy, the energy of Venus, and just beauty and self-care, pouring into yourself. Yeah, just your appearance, your income, where your abundance comes from, your physical relationships. When I say physical relationships, I mean, who you're hanging out with, who you're physical type thing, not just like emotion. Because you may just be talking to people or spending a lot of emotional energy with somebody, but like physical, like you guys are doing things. Like y'all may touch each other, like hugs and things like that. Those type of relationships. Just strength in your physical world in general as well too. Yeah, I'm hearing like lusciousness. So, hell yeah. It's like they're just jumping out. I can't even. Nine of Pentacles, which feels like it's piggybacking off that last card. This feels like a niece to him or something, like to the king. Like this feels like his niece or something. But she's coming into her own, and she's realized not only is she coming into her own, but like she has resources that she would have never thought were at her disposal. Like I get the feeling that her and this bird haven't been acquainted for that long. Like she's still like, wow, like this bird is really chill on my hand and is willing to, do things I tell him to do and support me in ways, that I never even thought possible, because I never thought I could have a bird that was trying to help me out, which is huge, because imagine that shift and like understanding, like you just been out here by yourself or whatever, and then you learn that, wow, there's a bird that can be like, yo, go get this, and he'll go get it. Or a bird that, if there's an insect problem or whatever that may happen, and birds doing what birds do, but you didn't think you had a bird that would sit there and listen to you. So understand that these are the type of shifts that are happening right now. Your magic is being revealed to you. Your magic and your support system, which comes with its own magic, is revealing itself to you. And yeah, That's the energy I'm getting from this card right now. Yeah, a lot of Pentacle energy. Mind your business, literally. Like if you have businesses or however you make money, however your abundance comes in, um, yeah, tend to those things because they're ready to bear fruit. So if there's any last things you won't need to finish up, any projects, that's supposed to be your big project that you've been working on, or that you've been investing in, yeah, definitely wrap that up. If it's time to, like I'm not saying, oh, if you had 3 months left, close it in now so you could take advantage. No, but if like you're any day now, you just been, holding it back a little bit, trying to make sure it's perfect. Understand that it is, and now it's time to let it go and let it, have the impact that it's meant to have. You've done enough of the prep. You've done enough of getting it ready, and now it's let it impact the world the way you know it will. Seven of Swords. I'm hearing escape plan. I'm hearing be ready to go. Like be ready to take what you have and get out of there. I don't know. I feel like that can range from super serious, depending on your situation, to fun. Like just you've been waiting for a vacation or an opportunity to take a vacation, and boom, it presents itself and it's like, oh, just go. Like take what you can and go. Or it could be something like, you're in, I guess trigger warning, but an abusive relationship and something like that, and you've been waiting for your opportunity to, free yourself, to change your reality. And it's like, okay, this time's coming. Be ready when you'll know when the time comes, but when it comes and you get that sign, grab what you can and go. So this is definitely something depending on, your situation better than anybody. So yeah, trust what you're getting with that, because it'll be a wide range of things. But also trust yourself in that process. Understand that you wouldn't be getting that notification, that information to do that if you weren't going to be able to do it, or if you weren't ready. On the bottom, death. Yeah, I'm getting rebirths, end of cycles here. By no means like physical death or like anybody dying or anything physical at all, more so like an energy. And yeah, even the horizon in the back is giving like, yeah, it feels like a new day is upon us. Yeah, that's about it. Let me see how many cards is that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I'm gonna go with 13. I got clarity on that just now, so 2 more. Daddy. The World. This card was peeking out too. It was on the bottom. Yeah, all these cards, I'm pretty sure most of them came out last night, which is crazy. But yeah, the World. Yeah, I'm hearing you want it, you got it. I'm hearing believe you can fly. Yeah, besides that, I just feel calm. Like, I don't know, even the way I was talking, I kind of want to talk like this now and kind of be chill and be like, yeah, everything's gonna be okay, and like that's the type of vibe I'm getting right now. Yeah, I heard it's my money and I need it now, like the J.G. Wentworth, I think. Yeah, there's just a bliss here, like a bliss and like a calm, a quiet. Yeah, even the silence in between as I'm thinking feels regenerative. Like it feels like it's doing something, like it's adding to the message, it's adding to the energy overall, even more so than me talking. Like I feel like I could just sit here and just and I feel like that has a feel, that has an energy to it too, that truly captures it more than my words could. But yeah, I'm interested to see how these come out in the spread. So this is gonna be our last card. And And then it's time for the fun, the fun, the fun. Oh, now they don't want to pop out the last card. So wild to me. But they really be talking. They really be communicating. It's like sometimes they just be popping out. And other times they very well behave, no matter how you shuffle. Oh, this one like jumped into my hand. Of course. 8 of Wands. And that's exactly what it felt like when it popped up, like as far as just the movement and just it's trying to go somewhere. It's not here to stay still. And I feel like that's you right now. Like this is you on your way from point A to point B, but you're not at either place. You know, you're in midair, you're in flight right now, but you're being transported. And yeah, you know, you may feel ungrounded, you know, you feel like you're just floating or like you can't get your bearings, but understand that it's because you're traveling right now. From one reality to another, from one state to another, from one version of you to another version of you. And that's a big process, and that's something you have to give time and allow to settle, allow to ground in, allow to actualize. And there's no telling what the reality of that process is until you're experiencing it. So yeah, just be gentle with yourself. Don't have too many expectations on yourself or like how you're dealing with it or anything like that. The only expectation you should have is that you're gonna ride the wave and you'll make it to the other side. However that looks at any given moment, have some grace. It may be pretty sometimes, it may be ugly at other times, but understand that it's your experience to have, you know. Just say thank you and understand what it's all for. And continue to be great and have that gratitude. And don't look back, don't turn back, and don't feel like, you know, the wildness or chaos that may show up is an indicator that something's wrong or that you went the wrong way, because you didn't. It's like your life's just being shaken up, and then in the end, when the dust settles, you realize, like, oh, okay, I'm exactly where I wanted to be. Thank you. So, yeah, let that be the case. Yeah, 7 cups at the bottom. I'm not going to take this one, but it feels like it's just like, yeah, you have options, and it feels like it's setting the tone for the reading we're about to do, because, like, you know, you can choose either pile. You have options. You can choose both. And it feels like that's in the energy of that. And also the energy of, you know, us being in my room today and not in front of the trees. Like, you have options. Things can be different. Things can switch up. They don't have to always be the same. And there's magic in switching things up and different experiences. And through that, you realize that nothing's better than the other. They just all come with their different experiences. They all come with their different energy. And that everything is everything. Anything can be fun. Anything can be an amazing time. Anything can be the biggest miracle ever, as long as you have that awareness and can see it as such, can experience it as such, can feel it as such, and know that that is the truth. And that is the truth of oneness. And that is the gift of oneness that's available to us at all times, honestly. So, yeah. Thank you to the 7 of Cups. And strength, too, at the bottom. You know, still at the tail end of this Lionsgate portal and the energies. And, yeah. I hope you guys had a great 8-8, by the way. And that you felt infinite, and that you found your roar again, and that you find yourself in a whole new reality. And even if it doesn't feel like, oh man, you know, I went from this to that and now my whole life's different, understand that you're different. The energy is different. Your awareness is different. And understand that that is the big shift. And that now you can ground in your dream future. You can ground in that dream reality that, you know, you were putting in the effort to shift. That came to mind when we were doing Lionsgate portal work. I understand that the shift that you've made internally is the big shift. That you did come through the portal and come out the other side. Understand that now your decisions will be different because you have that clarity. You know where you're going. You felt that vibration because you sat within you. You know, you did the visualizations, you did the exercise, and you know what that feels like. So now, when the opportunities, to further quantum shift into this reality, when they pop up, you recognize them because you felt them already. You know, like, oh, that I feel that, and I remember that feeling in my heart. Oh, that must lead me to, you know, that next thing. And continue to trust that and understand that is the magic. The magic is in your decision making. It's in your awareness at any present moment. Understand that that's big. It's no bigger, no smaller than that. And if you understand that, you'll you'll be okay, and you'll always be okay because you'll always have access to your magic. Because at the end of the day, it's yours, and this life is yours to experience it however you want to experience it, however you choose to. And yeah, you're supported in that always. But that being said, here's our cards for our spreads. Probably gonna reposition, find a spot. Um, I don't know if you guys have been in the chat, but what do you guys think? Because I feel like I should, change the camera and just focus on the spread. But I don't know if you guys get something out of, seeing me and us connecting like this, then I can just put the spread down and kind of present it, and maybe show it at the end. But yeah, before I decide that, I feel like once I finish explaining this, I'll know exactly what to do. And I don't know if you guys are in the chat. I haven't seen anything. So, yeah, sorry about that. Don't think I'm ignoring you guys. Yeah, so if you don't know by now which spread is going to be yours, because it's one or two, the first spread or the second spread. If you're not called to either of those numbers yet and you don't know how you want to decide, then right now I'm going to pull two oracle cards, two of my oracle cards, and one for each one. And yeah, that should bring a little more clarity as to which one you're called to. And if it doesn't, then you can listen to both and take whichever message resonates, or whichever parts from both that resonate, or whatever feels right, honestly. Because at the end of the day, yes, it's two spreads, but it could be, one complete message for everybody. By the end, everybody could be like, this whole thing was for me. And that's fine too. But we're just having some fun, allowing you guys to put yourselves more into it, engage how you guys want to engage, and inject your own energies into it and awareness into it. Play with your intuition, play with your spirit team as well, because that's all what it's all about, is, teaching you how to access your own magic and what it feels like. And when because you're going to pick one, and then when you pick one, and if it's like, whoa, like this is literally everything, like this resonates so much, it's like, yeah, but you were also part of it. So now it's like you're seeing your own magic, you're experiencing how these things may go and how they could go, and then you'll recognize it in other places. And you'll continue to get that proof. So that's all. I just want to continue to empower y'all and to put the wand into your hands, and understand it's not just me. We're doing this together, always. So again, thank y'all for being here, because without y'all, this container serves no purpose, So thank you. But yeah, that's enough yapping. I'm gonna go ahead and pull these cards. Here's one. Ooh. Yeah, I keep getting like pulses of energy. And here's two. Okay. Alright, so for spread one, this is what I got for clarification. It says LOL. So if you're laughing, if you've been needing a good laugh, if you're someone who makes other people laugh a lot, if you do stand-up comedy, I'm also saying this is like, somebody with their hands up, like, so, if that's how you're feeling, if you've been in that energy, or you could use some of that energy, it might be for you. I'm also seeing 101, so like, if you were a fan of Zoe 101 growing up, this spread might be for you. If you're in college, this might be for you. I'm also seeing like a hole in a tree, like, in the cartoons and stuff, and the squirrels might be in and out of it. So if you have a thing for squirrels, or you used to like to climb trees, this might be for you. Yeah, we could do this all day. So yeah, if this resonates with you in any way, like even if it's like, oh, you turn it sideways and it looks like, part of a flute or a recorder, where you put your finger on, whatever. So this is pile one. Pile two, breathe. So this might be your pile if breath work is important to you. if you like to meditate a lot, if you're someone, this one's a little quieter, maybe that's what resonates. If you're an introvert, if you're someone who doesn't really have a lot to say always, or you don't always know how you feel, this might be for you. If you're someone who smokes, this might be for you. Yeah, if you're getting over a sickness or might be sick right now, this probably might be for you. And like the other one, we could do this all day. If you like hot Cheetos, this might be for you. You know, fire breathing dragons or Game of Thrones, this might be for you. So, which one's yours? One, two, both? Yeah, and don't overthink it. Like that first little instinct spark that you got before you started thinking about it, that's the answer. So go with that. But yeah, so breathe, LOL. I'm gonna take that as a message too. Like you're not breathing over there. Take an actual breath. Make sure your breaths aren't shallow. And then when you're done, go ahead and laugh. Let out a sincere laugh. Laugh about it. And yeah, and leave the smile on your face too when you're done. But, that being said, I think I decided I'm gonna set you guys up, and then I'm gonna let you guys put the camera on the spread. And then when we're done, I'll rejoin. You guys get to see my beautiful, pretty face, and then we'll close it out. We'll, end our party. In a way that only we know how to do. So I'm gonna go get y'all set up. And I'm gonna come back and then take y'all with me. So, BRB. Let's see. Guess we can turn it this way. I just gave y'all free feet. That's crazy. Let's see. Hold on. Boom. See how high I can go. Okay, so Okay. Appreciate y'all patience. Y'all deserve the best, so definitely I'll take my time and be intentional with everything. Okay. So this is the spread one. I'm excited, Joe. It's like, even though it's taking time, it's like, that's the cost, doing new things. Ain't nothing wrong with that. All right, that's a pretty spread right there. Okay. One second. All right, let's get it. So, to start with, we're going to start right here. This is a Celtic cross spread, like I said. Here's put the clarifiers over here. Those are 3 cards we also pulled. Okay. Okay. To begin with, right now I'm hearing focus. Yeah, you're in a position right now that took a lot of time and efforts and conscious decision making. Whether it be, you started a business and then you've been doing the work to grow it, to learn. I'm trying to get this to focus. Okay. Yeah. So you've been in a place where you've been learning. You've been trying different things as far as like different techniques and protocols and systems and infrastructure to execute, your business, to do the things you need to do. You've been working with different people. You might have had employees, some fired, some hired, some people, positions changed, their roles may have changed. Just the big foundational part of starting a business, a successful business, and all that comes with it. And that's what I'm getting here. And yeah, and now you're in a place where the fruits of your labor are starting to come in. Maybe not all the way, but you're seeing it. You're seeing the proof that things are working. You're seeing the evidence of your success and everything you're destined for and everything that you've seen. You're getting the evidence that that's indeed what's in store for you, especially in this next season, especially in the things that are unfolding right now in this very moment. Give me a second. I'll try to adjust this light. Oh, reflexes on swole. I really appreciate y'all patience as I get this situated. Yeah, going from one form to another. It's definitely interesting. But yeah, so this is you right now. And then what's adding to the equation that you may not be seeing, I think that it just piggybacks off of what I was just saying as far as where you are now, as far as the fruits of your labor coming in. Yeah, that's exactly what's what's the word? Yeah, that's causing the things that you're seeing right now is the fact that it is indeed your time. It's your time for success. It's your time to win. So that's why you're experiencing these fruits coming in, not necessarily because this one thing you did worked or because you've been grinding with no sleep or you've been going so hard, but simply because it's your time, because part of this was your destiny. So understand that all roads led you here, and yeah, and that they will continue to lead you to where you need to go. I'm being drawn to like the purple on his outfit here, and it matches kind of like the exact purple of the grapes in the garden. So for me, it's like the things that your fruits of your labor will be what's supporting you in this next season. The fruits of your labor will sustain you, will provide you with warmth, will provide you with comfort, and you will essentially be wearing the fruits of your labor. Like it'll be seen all around you in your experiences, not just physically on you, but like in the decisions you're making, in your energy, the way you're treating people, all of that. So understand that, yeah, be grateful for your abundance and understand that it's not just stuff, it's not just material, but it's energy. It's a whole change in your flow and how you show up in the world. And that's a very, very, very big deal. And understand that the things that you're seeing right now may be trying to remind you of that or trying to get your attention to notify you that, like, yes, like it's time, like you did the work and here's your fruits of your labor. But understand that they're not just fruits. Like, yeah, they're energy and they're impacting everybody. They impact the world. They impact everybody you come across. Um, so yeah. Right now, you're being asked to focus on restoring balance. Um, you've been working so hard that you might be a little out of balance. You've been just going, 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 going. Rest has probably been secondary as far as your concerns and your priorities. So understand that right now you're being asked to, bring the scales back into balance, to pour into yourself. And that's in your best interest too. You should want to do that. That shouldn't feel like, you're stepping down or step back or like something's wrong. It should definitely feel like, oh, wow, thank you. Finally, I can sit back and pour it back into myself and restore that balance and understand that my downtime is just as important as the time I'm spending running and moving and making things happen. And yeah, right now you're being asked to focus on that because, like we said, these things are in for you. So working harder is not going to bring you any further because the work has been done. Keep working, keep doing what's needed, but understand that, yeah, your rest is important right now, especially because the heights will continue to get higher. There will be continue to be more to do because there'll be continue to be more things that you want. So understand that if you don't get in the habit of, recalibrating, resting, rejuvenating yourself and all of that, that at some point you will burn out if you just keep going. Like it's just not sustainable. So understand that you need to bring things back into balance. And it's in your best interest and you deserve it. So just do it. Yeah, you're coming out of this hermit energy. Yeah, this is in your past. You've been spending a lot of time, alone, perfecting those recipes, perfecting um, your crafts, perfecting your businesses, your offerings to the world, and understand that you have done that. And now it's time to, move into all these things because your abundance is here. Um, your upgrade is here. Your new life is here. It's all here. So understand that this part is done. You will have more hermit seasons in the future. You will be called to, go into yourself, duck off, and to do the work. But right now, you're being asked to come out of the cave. Um, and I also don't feel like that's something I need to convince you to do. Like, this is just the natural flow of things right now. Because this is your past. Like, it's not even your present anymore. So you've already made the steps to step out. And we can see that in just the fruits of your labor presenting themselves and balance being called to be restored. So just understand that where you've been is exactly where you're supposed to be. Even if you were there for a long time, or you feel like you were in the cave for a long time, understand that that's where you were supposed to be. So you weren't in there any longer than you were supposed to, any shorter than you were supposed to. That you've been in alignment, and that your light will continue to shine and lead the way for you. So good job. Um, yeah, right now your strength is the newness of the journey. Um, your strength is your ability to take that leap of faith because it's not your first time. You've taken a leap of faith before, and you've had that free fall into the arms of the divine before, and you know how that ends up, and you know that the trust is all you're being asked to provide. The rest will be provided. All you have to do is bring a good attitude, um, and bring whatever you need for yourself. You see his bag that he has on is small. It's not a lot. It's a couple things, just things that are important to him, things that I want to have on my journey. He has a trusted friend, just one. Like, he doesn't have an excess of things, but he looks very well taken care of. He looks very well supported. He looks happy. He looks content. He's got a flower, and that's your strength right now. Is that you've done this before. You know what's being asked of you, and you know how it ends up. You might spend time tricking yourself and acting like, I don't know how things are gonna, but because you've done this before, and not even just this lifetime, but in lifetimes before, in incarnations before, possibly, depending on what you believe and what resonates with you. But understand that this is not your first rodeo, and that's your biggest strength right now. You're being called to own that strength. Understand, like, think about it. What happened last time you took a leap of faith? Last time you felt called to step over the ledge, what happened then? And understand that if you go back far enough, you'll have multiple examples of leaps of faith. You'll even realize that most of the greatest things that ever happened to you were on the back of taking that leap of faith. So understand that as you're moving into this next season right now, that's all you're being asked to do once again. And it should be easier. It should not be harder than any leap of faith you've taken before because you had more proof now. So own your strength, man. This was the only one that came up upside down, so I'll honor it as a reverse. Um, this is your future. Yeah, I'm still hearing the world is yours, like the world is in your hands. But I'm also getting the feeling that knowing that and then choosing when to act on that is the true power. Like, yeah, the world's always in your hands, but you don't always need to be, you know, exerting your power, exerting your force on it, or proving that, like, oh, this is my world. You don't always have to defend that. You don't always have to stand guard of that fact. There's true power in understanding this is your world, and also still allowing flow to take place. Like, yeah, this is my world. I can do anything I want, but let I understand the power in just flowing with the universe and flowing with the natural order of things and paying attention to it and seeing what that has in plan for me, and taking in all that there is to experience on that path of the journey. So understand that this is what I feel like you're walking into, because this is your near future. It's just the fact that, because it follows the same stories before. Like, you've been very hands-on. You've been very responsible for your journey, responsible for your outcomes. You've made it a point to, always be hands-on, control everything. But understand that you understand now, like, okay, like, there's room for me to take a step back, that I can get even further if I let the divine help me. I can get more of what I want. It's not a step backwards, because at the end of the day, the divine is more capable of bringing in the things I want than I am. Because you're limited, at least the way you've been doing it has been limited to the physical world. You can only do so much. You can only do as much as you have energy for. You can only do as much as you can physically be there for. If something needs to be done across town, you can't do it unless you can get there. But when you allow the divine to help, they're not limited to a physical body. They're not limited to time or space or any of that stuff. They can make it all happen. And I feel like you're understanding that now. And that's going to be a big part of this next part of your journey as you continue to move forward, is that, yes, the world is in my hand, but my hand is in the divine's hand. And that's more than enough sometimes. So now make our way over to your staff. And right now, your advice is to I'm hearing to keep your head down. Like, not like, oh, be sad, but keep your head down. Like, stay out of the way. Like, do your work. Do the things that are called to you. Do the things you love. Spend time with your love. Do all that stuff. But don't be too in the mix. Like, don't be places you have no business being, or just saying yes to just whatever, and just, because things are coming in, things are changing. So you want to leave space in your energy, space in your reality for things to show up, for you to be able to say yes to them and show up and make these shifts. But if you're too busy and you don't have any room, like, they won't be able to show up. And even if they did, you wouldn't have the room to say yes, to even realize, like, oh, wow, this was everything. So create space where you can. That's your advice right now. And stay out the way, Keep your head down. Be satisfied with your work. Don't feel like you need to be doing a bunch of stuff, or you need to be at this party, this club, in this section, and hanging out with, it's okay. Like, the experiences that are on their way to you anywhere are way better than anything you have access to right in this second anyway. So understand that the parties are going to be bigger, the functions are going to be better, the friends and the people you meet will be more resonant to you and who you are, and more of a soul match. So understand you're not missing out on anything. So keep your head down. It's only for a little bit too. They're not asking you to, stay out the way for 3 years, or to go hide out in the mountains and be a monk for 10 years and come. No, it's like literally maybe just today, or literally just this week. But yeah. The Hierophant came out reverse too. This one's your environment, your immediate surroundings. What I'm really hearing is get a mentor. Like, yeah, if you're in a field where experience is really king, you're being called to look around you, and because there's somebody around you who can help you get further in your experience, whatever this may be. Like, it doesn't seem like something you have to go searching really hard for or go find. It's like someone in your environment that you know of can help you become better at whatever this is that you're trying to get better at, can help you grow and evolve in the ways you're trying to grow and evolve. And either you may not have thought that you could just ask them for help, or you may not have, maybe you're somebody like what I see, you're someone who's very hands-on, who likes to control. So maybe you didn't even feel like you needed a mentor. You didn't want a mentor because you didn't want somebody to tell you what to do or something like that. Understand that that's going to be key in getting you from this next point from point A to point B, to getting you everything you want, and for you to actualize your fullest potential as you want to. And having a mentor doesn't make you less than. It doesn't mean, you're a baby and you need your hand held. It just means you understand that together gets you further. Community is the only way forward anyway at this point. So you just understand that you're able to, get beside your ego, get outside your pride, and to be a student, which is important. And the best, like I said earlier, the best teacher understands that they're always going to be a student. So, yeah. Don't be shy, man. Go ask that person for help. They got your back. This is hopes and fears. On 111 as I say this, but
Yeah, I get the feeling that you understand that you're moving right now. You understand the forward momentum that's present in your life right now. And if you didn't know that before, maybe as we went through this, you understand it now as we've got to this point. So, hey, if that's the case, then a shift has been made. And that's important to know as well. But yeah, and that's exactly what you want. You know, you've been wanting to move forward. You've been wanting to elevate. You've been wanting to, get new experiences. You've seen all you needed to see at this level of the game, and you're ready for the next level and to see the new world. You know how Mario, they have different worlds. You go from world to world and it progresses and gets harder, whatever. Like, you've seen all you wanted to see in your present world and you're ready for that next one. You're ready to level up. And that's exactly what's here. But on the other side of that coin is just the fear of, you don't know exactly where you're going, where you land, what it looks like, what this new world even presents to you, or if it's even better than the old world. You have these ideas and there'll be more to experience, there'll be more money, there'll be more people, more parties, it'll be more to experience for sure, but you don't know. Part of you fears like, dang, will I regret it? And like, if this has something to do with fame, it could be like, you hear about people selling their souls or just all type of stuff like that, and you're like, dang, like, is this really going to be all that's cracked up to be? Or will I just be, the latest person to find out that, these there's evil hiding in a lot of these places, that appear to be so good. Um, and understand that either way, whatever you find out on this journey, that wherever on this journey, the place where you're headed, understand that you're capable and you're protected. Even if it's the worst thing you could imagine that's on the other side, understand that you're capable of facing that and allowing yourself to evolve through it. Understand that you will not be conquered by anything. Even though the worst thing you feel like this could be like, getting to the other side of this, understand that that will only lead to more of yourself as well. Because you know who you are. You know your powers at this point. You know your team. You know energy, all that stuff. So even if you get there and it's not all that's cracked up to be, understand that you are empowered. You have the power to make the most of that situation anyway, and it will continue to lead you to more of yourself and to, the next level after that, which will be even better. So, and I also don't get the feeling that there's any boogeyman actually in the closet here. Um, I feel like it's gonna be all the greatest things you've ever, all the greatest things that you imagine, exactly what you feel like is gonna be on the other side. So don't allow the fears to psych you out, because at the end of the day, they're just trying to keep you safe. And the safest thing they can do is keep you where they know what's going to happen, in this future, this ideal future you're headed towards. They have no idea because they haven't been there. So, yeah, that's all. Don't allow the fears to scare you. They're just trying to keep you safe, but you know that you're always safe. So tell them thank you, but no thank you, and keep moving forward. Last but not least, here's our potential outcome based on the current energy, the world. Yeah, your big win. This is everything. And like I said, like, a lot of these cards came out last night when I was pulling cards. This was an outcome then too, and not just my outcome, because I also did a spread um, for my girlfriend, and yeah, she got the world card in her outcome as well. So for me right now in this moment, it feels like, there's the big win is here for all of us, and it's not even just our individual wins, but the collective win, the shift into new earth, the shift into 5D consciousness, the ascension that we've all been playing our parts in, of the planet, all of that. um, yeah, I get the feeling that this is the week um, where we get more evidence of that win at a collective level, where we look up and we realize, like, wow, this is it. This is where we've all been headed. This is what we've all been talking about. This is what all the readings have been for, all the shadow, ow, confirmation injury. I just hit my elbow on the pole. But yeah, just confirmation that it's all here, and that everything we've been working for, like I said, all the meditations, the energy activations, the shadow work, the group retreats and rituals, whatever you've been doing, and at a collective level and at an individual level, this is it. So you get your win this week. Um, Not just your win, but everything. Like more than you're even asking for. Like I feel like your win is just one of many. So yeah, be excited this week. I'm excited for you. Um, Definitely keep me updated on what shows up. Hmm. Yeah, I'm excited. I kind of want to clarify that world card. I don't know what I'm clarifying exactly, but I feel called to. So here's the three cards. Oh, okay. The card, yeah. This is the end of an era, beginning of a new one. The flowers. I'm being called to the flowers that the little girl's holding. She understands. Like this end of an era is the most beautiful thing because she knows what the next chapter is. She knows, like, like death is not necessarily just a bad thing. Through endings comes beginnings. And if you want beginnings, things have to end. So understand that death can be an answered prayer, as an energy. It's like you wanted the new chapter to start. All right, here's death coming to, close the end things out before, so you can go into this next chapter. And that's what I'm getting. Like this week will be highlighted by that contrast between life and death, between rebirth and death. But understand that rebirth is the end here. Through this death, through the chaos, through everything, is your win, is your new world, is the reality in which you get everything you ever wanted. Um, yeah, no, that's dope. Before we wrap this up, I want to pull a couple of my oracles. Just for last reminders to take away as we close out this first spread. I'm gonna just shuffle and let something fall down. And I can clarify, wherever it lands, or we'll see how we read it. Oh, dang. All right, so I'll work with those. Well, first things first, it is what it is. Fell out over here. And with that one, I'm getting like, it's already done. Like, there's nothing to do. Like, if you didn't get that from everything else, because I feel like I said that a few times, I understand it is what it is. And if anything looks like, like you feel like it needs to be done, I understand that it might be an illusion, It might be, I don't want to say trick you, because I feel like things aren't just around to trick you, but it could trick you into keeping your hands on and continuing to put more energy out when right now you're being called to rest. So don't fall for any illusions that may present themselves or other people. Them falling for illusions allow them to, make you feel like you're doing something wrong when you're not. 777. Oh, threw it out the frame. 777. Your jackpot. Your win is here. Trust the journey. Again, there's nothing to do. Like, just enjoy and be ready to receive, because it's all coming in hot, like really hot. Aquarius, that goes back to that community mindset. Understanding that, community is the way forward. So when in doubt and you don't know how to move forward, think about what's in the best interest of everybody. Think about how you can be of service to the next person, and understand that that's a hell of a way to keep yourself in alignment with the energies as we're helping, the planet heal, as we're, grounding in the truth of oneness and the reality of oneness. And as everybody continues to wake up to the fact that oneness is the only answer at this point. 5%. With that, I'm getting, you're somebody who really gets to have the best of the best, who a chosen one, if you will. But I feel like the only thing that makes you chosen is the decision to choose yourself, because we're all, we all have source running through us. We're all made of the same stuff that created the universe. The only difference is how much do you know that? Like, At what level do you know that? And that's what dictates who's chosen, who's not, who chooses themselves, who recognizes themselves to the point where they realize they can choose themselves, and then they do so. But you are a part of that 5%. Um, so yeah, make sure you own that and walk in it and understand that you're in a small group. So understand that it's not going to be the mainstream. It's not going to be what everybody understands the truth to be. It's not going to be what everybody owns as their reality. And understand that they don't have to. You just have to, because it is yours. And yeah, and understand that you're not alone as well. And that 5% is not 0.001%. Even though it's a small number, there's more. It's not just you. So understand that you will come across people who know themselves to be that 5% too. You will come across people who understand their power, who understand their connection to it all. And yeah, so coming across people who don't understand it, that's it. There's just information, okay, like, okay, you're not my type of person, or okay, you're not my type of person, or okay, maybe I can help you, or I can't help you. It's just information. Understand that you're not alone, and your journey will continue to show you that. And then 222. I feel like that piggybacks off of the you're not alone. I feel like it also highlights this justice card as far as rebalancing the scales. Um, yeah, so understand that the world is yours, and I'm also hearing that too. Yeah, I feel good. That was really good. And I don't know. I wasn't gonna bring these out, but I wanna reveal the last two cards. Because remember we had 13. We pulled one for clarification. Here's the last two. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, your abundance is here. Everything you worry for is here. It's gonna multiply. It's real fertile. Like your soil of your life is real fertile right now. So don't even rest on your laurels. Like not to say busy yourself, but when you get those sparks of inspiration, follow them, because right now you're hot. Everything you touch is gold. So if you feel called to create something, create it, and understand that when you put it out, what you get back is going to be huge. Like, whoa, like you might get a bunch of money, you might get a huge response. You put out a TikTok video, it might go viral. Like the things you're touching right now, the things you're birthing right now are very fertile. So yeah, don't force it, but understand that there's a flow that's available to you right now. All you have to do is position yourself and continue to keep it authentic, and you'll be able to take advantage of it. And yeah, take what you can and go. Don't get greedy. Don't take more. Don't try to own the energy. Like I said, I said there's a flow available to you. I didn't say that it belongs to you. I didn't say that, it's yours to own it and, like pump it as hard as you can and milk it and get as much out as you can before it's gone. Like, no, that's not the energy we're going in with. We're understanding that there's always a flow available to you. It may not be the same as this flow right now, but understand that what's yours is yours and what's not is not. And there's no need to try to artificially maximize your results, because you're everything already. Your results are perfect. You don't have to get as much money as you can right now, because when this flow may get slower, you don't want to be left in the dust, because that's lack. Because if you understood how abundant you are, you probably just, all right, well, how much I need right now? $10, and just take that. Even if it was $1 million sitting there, I just need 10. And you would take it, because there's no reason to take the whole thing and hoard it just in case, because it's like, I'm abundant. Like, I just need $10 right now. If I need 100, that will be available to me when I need it. Oh, I need how much? I need 1,000. Okay. All right. And then you just take 1,000, because when you need it, it'll be there. So take what you need and go. Don't get greedy, because in that greed, like, yes, you might, you took 100 when you only needed 11. Okay, that's cool. You have the 100 now. But understand that your future is created in your present. So yeah, your present might be cool. You got 100. But understand that lack that you just chose, that you chose to show the universe that you don't feel like it'll provide for you, understand that it's going to give you that proof back. So yeah, your today was good. You had 100. But then we pull up tomorrow, and then now all of a sudden you need 50, and then that briefcase only has $2 in it. Understand that's the result of this decision you made, because you told the universe, I don't believe that I will be provided for. I don't believe that there will be enough for me tomorrow. So now when there's not enough for you tomorrow, understand that, hey, you were right, and that you have the power in your life. How do you want to use it? Understand that you are the be all end all of permission in your life. You are the one who decides how your life is created. And it is that deep. Understand that. So, yeah, don't get greedy. Move with faith and knowing that you're good and you're taken care of. So, if you only need 10, just take 10. Don't take 11. Even though you feel like it's just one more, like, no, we're not doing that. So, this has been spread number 1. That was dope. Hell yeah. Yeah, definitely just take it in. I guess I'll let you guys kind of look at it for a second before I, put everything back and redo it. But yeah. Hell yeah. But yeah, if you feel like that was your spread and, you got what you need and that was it, then yeah, definitely feel free to, I would say go about your day, but I would say sit with the energy for a little bit. Sit with a little bit of quiet and absorb it. And yeah. And then go about your day and take the energy with you. Definitely don't leave it here. Definitely allow it to, nurture the seeds that you plant this week. Allow it to sit at the forefront of your energy as things come up this week and as you continue to create your life. But yeah, if you are cutting out, definitely thank you for being here, and I appreciate you being here. And yeah, I'll definitely see you soon. But if you're sticking around for next one, hey, appreciate you. About to party again. Yeah, just shuffling these right now. It's crazy because I remember when I was pulling the Oracle card, to match it with this pile, that the energy was more quiet and calm and chill. But right now, I keep getting chills and like the energy feels electric almost. So I think we might have gotten catfished. Yeah, spread 2 definitely has some personality to it. I'm excited. Okay. Is that good? And here's the clarifiers. All right. Spread number 2. I hope you're ready. Yeah, I have a feeling that this one's going to be a good one. I also feel like it's going to be mad different than the last one. I'm excited for you guys to see, like, just how, how different the energy can be using the exact same cards, They can tell completely different stories. And I feel like that's always been the coolest thing to me. And that's always been the justification, all the proof I've ever needed as far as just understanding that, I'm not making this stuff up and that, imposter syndrome and stuff like that tends to rear its head. And, well, it used to at least, not anymore. So, yeah, I feel like, but the fact that I can pull a card 10 times and each time feel something completely different, see something completely different, yeah, that's been all the proof I've needed for sure. And then always people's feedback, but yeah. So, without further ado. Yeah, you're experiencing a death right now. And like earlier, not a physical death. Like, I'm not saying someone's passing away or you're passing away or anything like that at all. But more so, oh, see, I'm getting that energy again. Remember when I pulled in, I said, I'm getting the vibe to like talk like this, and like I hear it coming back, and it's still that energy, even though it felt electric. But yeah, you're undergoing a death right now, a death to like the previous version of you, um, to the version of you who didn't know who they were, didn't know their power, didn't know that they had a choice, that didn't know that they're exactly who they are by design. Um, yeah, and that there's nothing wrong with them. I feel like that's the situation right now, is that that version of you is dying. Um, yeah. Hmm. And what's causing that to be challenging right now is the fact that you're kind of alone. Um, there's no one, there's not anybody around to tell you that everything's okay, that this is just a natural process, that, like a previous, like the way I'm telling you right now, like that's what's been challenging. Like there's no one to be able to hold up that mirror for you, to allow you to see this process clearly. It's just been kind of you having to keep the overthinking at bay, to keep away the thoughts away. You're just at the mercy of whatever, what your mind is bringing you. And I get the feeling that you're not someone who who spent hella time meditating, who understands, how to combat these thoughts. I get the feeling that you're somebody who, you can't help it at this point. Like sometimes you look up and you're in the middle of like a rabbit hole of like negative thoughts, or you're like, whoa, like why am I even thinking about that? But you're not at the point where you're able to catch it ahead of time and shut it down quickly. Like you're getting there, and I feel like through this you'll understand that you have a choice in that. Because I feel like that's where a lot of the power lies, in the fact that, in knowing that there's something you can do about a lot of this stuff. Like you're not just, because I feel like people tend to be like, oh, that's just how I am, or that's how I operate, and feel like that's it. And it's like, no, like your mind can be more friendly to you. You can become more acquainted with your mind and have that clarity, and it can be friendly thoughts that come. You have a say in that. But yeah, what's causing this death that you're undergoing to be challenging is the fact that you yourself haven't been able to bring that clarity to you, to pull yourself out of some of the holes that you might find yourself in, just because things are changing. There is chaos going on. There are things ending. The energy of death is the energy of death still. Things are falling away out of your life and all that. So yeah, and you've just been by yourself to kind of navigate that. So that's what's causing this to be extra challenging. But understand that you don't need anybody to be around, by the way. That you are more than capable of, navigating this on your own. And understand that it's a process that's happening. Like it's not, you don't have to do anything, The best thing you can do is kind of stay out of the way and stay in the flow of it, and kind of just do the things you're called to do, continue to answer your calls, and do the things that make you feel good, the things that make you feel alive, the things that match where you're going. And understand that will light your path, and that'll be how you navigate through the rest of this. I don't know how long this cycle will continue to be. Maybe we'll get clarity as we work through the spread. But yeah, you got this. And that's the only thing that's the reason why this is so hard. It's only because if you had somebody who knew, if we were besties in real life and you were telling me about all this, I would definitely tell you like, oh, like, look, these are things that are ending. You say you want this, right? Okay, see how that's showing, and they'd be able to help walk you through it, and you'd be able to see clearly. A lot of those shadows would fall away in the light of someone else, illuminating it for you. And you just don't necessarily have that right now, or you didn't have it before this moment, or whatever the truth is in your reality. So, yeah, that's all. Okay. Yeah, you're being asked to focus on the things you're creating, the things you've been creating, the fruits of your labor that are coming in, your harvest that's about ready to, ripe for the picking. You're also being asked to focus on those who show up for you, who continue to show up for you, and not those who do it passively, like, oh, They kind of just show up when things are convenient, or you know, like stuff like that, or like they allow you to come over to their house because you know they don't have to do anything but open the door for you. But when it's time for them to show up to something for you, or to, you know, you want to hang out and you're trying to get them to go somewhere, but they don't ever have time for that, or they always, or, you know, have better stuff to do, or they're hanging out with other people. Yeah, not those people, but the people who actually choose you time and time again, who are actively supporting you, who, you know, you just go on Instagram and you look at their story and then boom, they're shared something of yours that you never even asked them to share. Or, you know, there's a screenshot of them listening to your music or something, or whatever resonates with you as far as just support and showing up for you, to keep those people close and understand that those are the people who are going to help you maximize your potential in this next chapter and in the rest of your life, because those are the people you can do anything with. You can always win with somebody like that, someone who you don't even have to ask to help, and then when you do ask, they give you 10 times more than what you asked for. You can't lose with somebody like that. So right now you're being, because things are about to shift very fast, so you're being asked to keep those people in mind. Or if you don't have anybody in mind right now, think about it. Think about, like, damn, who in my life is like that? And kind of take inventory of that and think about who's not like that at all. And that might help you as far as just like who can come with you to this next chapter, or who you need more from if you're going to choose to keep them around or whatever. But understand that this is going to be a team effort. It's going to take a village in this next chapter. So right now you're being asked to mind that stuff and get ready. It's about to get good and things are about to move fast. You don't want to wait till things are already, you know, in the thick of things, in the swing, to be trying to get inventory of, you know, who's around and who gets to come, because you should already be clear on that so you can just move when the time is right. Yeah, you're past. I feel like you were weighing options, weighing possible futures, figuring out what you even want. I also get the feeling that someone did you wrong, like, either romantically or in business. Like, maybe someone, you know, was mean to you in a relationship, even though they said they loved you, but their actions didn't match that. Or even infidelity, maybe they cheated. And if it's business, like, you know, maybe they act like you guys were in it together, you know, and that everything was fair, but on the back end you found out, you know, they were making side deals and taking money and doing things, you know, weird things like that, shisty things like that. I'm also being drawn to 11, which also itself is balance, you know. It's like, boom, straight line, parallel to each other. Like, yeah, getting that vibe. There's a lot of balance in this card in general. So yeah, you're coming out of a time where you were trying to find that balance in yourself again, because, you know, something knocked you off your rocker, somebody knocked you off your rocker and had you kind of messed up. But now you're finding that balance. You're finding your footing again. You're finding your truth, your trust, and your voice, mainly. So yeah, that's dope. That's hella powerful. And I feel like that's also helped you navigate this death and arrive at the moment of the death and rebirth. Is the fact that you're choosing yourself now. You've regained that balance. You understand at a much deeper level than you were before, than you were understanding before. Okay, the World card. Your strength right now is in your ability to be vulnerable. Your ability to be authentic and not wear disguises, you know? Like, this is me, this is what you get. And I'm okay with that now. Maybe I wasn't always okay with that. Maybe, you know, I felt like I had to be stronger than I was, you know, or I had to be bolder than I was. Or I felt like I had to be prettier, like I wasn't pretty enough or I wasn't attractive enough. You know, maybe I had to go do something to get prettier or more attractive. Or maybe, you know, maybe I didn't have enough talent. I wasn't skilled enough. But now you're understanding, like, you know what? It's not about what I'm not. It's about what I am. It's about me taking off all these layers and all this conditioning and taking out all the noise of what everybody says I should be or where I'm supposed to be at, and allowing myself to just be naked, this is just me. I know, yeah, some clothes would make me, more digestible. You'd be more comfortable if I had some clothes on, or if I wore this mask instead of have my natural face out, maybe you'd feel more comfortable, or I'd be able to get further because you'd think I was one way. But understand that your superpower is in your nakedness, is in your vulnerability, and your ability to not hold anything back, to just be yourself and be raw and just like, yo, this is all I got. Like, what you see is what you get. Understand that that's your strength right now. And if you didn't know that, now's the time to know that, own it, and double down on it, and allow it to lead you to everything you want. Because, this is what I'm being drawn to, but understand that this is still the world card, and there's very much still the energy of that. Don't get that confused in the way I'm reading it, but understand that that vulnerability leads to you having everything, and leads to your unlimited choices. You being yourself is what's going to allow you to be anybody and anything, or that you want. That if you decide, I want to be, a thrill seeker and jump out of a plane, you being yourself is going to lead you to the abundance and the resources or whatever to allow you to have the freedom to do and be anything for the rest of your life. But understand that you won't get there by trying to be all these other things that aren't you. Be naked, be vulnerable. Understand that that's all you ever had to be, and that you were designed as you for a reason, and that you're perfect, and that the more you can be yourself authentically, the more you'll experience, and the more everything you could ever want will come, because you're being who you are. So that's your strength, and don't ever forget it. And now that you understand that, your future, it's time to walk out now. You see, you did all the work. You did the hermit. You're going through the death right now. You're walking alone. You're discovering deeper parts of yourself, new parts of yourself that you never experienced. You're understanding these things at a whole other level, at a whole nother level of truth. And I understand that now you're walking out. It's time. It's time to take that leap of faith. It's time to take everything you've learned, and it's time to go get it. And as you walk off this cliff, understand you will be caught. You will walk right into the arms of the divine, and that you are supported, and that you've always been supported by everything. You are so loved, and look, the sun's shining on you. The sun's got your back. Your companion's got your back. Understand that everything's got your back. You will not fail. You can't fail. Because you took your time, and the divine, the universe took its time with you, and that's why it took so long to get to this point. Because now that you're here, there is no going back. Understand that this is your new reality, your new normal. Understand that we're not talking about something that's going to be temporary. We're not talking about, you get to be rich for a little bit, you get to be abundant for a little bit, and then it just ends, and it was cool, and you got to experience it. It's no, this is a shift that's changing your life, the life of your descendants, the life of their descendants, and the life of anybody who even gets to hear your story, who gets to know your light, who gets to just any bit and piece of your life. It changes their lives too. So understand that's a very, very, very big deal, and that something like that has to be perfect, has to be orchestrated. So understand that that's why it took so long. But understand that now that it's here, that's it. You're this fool. Enjoy your journey, and enjoy, the rest of your story, because you've been writing a hell of a story, and the foundation is beautiful and it's perfect. And no matter how hard it's been, understand that it's all been to mold you into this person who gets to experience it all. And if you love who you are right now, if you love, if you love who you are right now, and you love where you're going, understand that everywhere you've been and every experience, good, bad, the worst, the best, all led you to this point. There is no current you without every single one of those things. I don't care how big or small, you can't remove any of it and still be you. So understand that it serves absolutely no purpose to hold grudges or to hold resentments to past versions of you or past decisions you made or past experiences, because they all led you to be that exact person that you love, that exact person that is everything, the one that made the changes, that actualized the vision, that brought you everything. So it's like you can't love who you are now without loving all that stuff. So if you're someone who still spends time like, oh man, I wish I never went through that, or why did I have to go through that, understand that you're blocking yourself through that. And understand that all of it led you to now. All that led you to everything that you've ever wanted. So it should all be appreciated. It should all be loved. You should be grateful for it all, even though it was really hard. Even though, at a level you feel like you didn't deserve that, you shouldn't have had to experience it. Understand that, like, yeah, okay, maybe there is truth in that. But understand that without that, you wouldn't be experiencing the things you want to experience, that you love to experience, the things that you get to experience every single day. So, yeah, just keep your heart open. And understand that all of you is all of you. And all of you took all of the BS and everything else too. And for no other reason, that everything you went through should be loved for that alone. Just the fact that it brought you, and it brought you to yourself. So, yeah, enjoy your journey. That's what's for you now. And understand that's all new. Like, all that stuff doesn't matter. Approach it. Even the best stuff from the past. Like, understand that on day one of this new journey, like, you're a baby. Treat it like a baby. Don't go into it with a bunch of, oh, I know people like that, or, oh, last time I met somebody like that, they were this. Like, no. Understand that you're in a whole new reality, and that the things you know up to this point, they helped you in your past life, Like, in this new place that you're in, understand that this is day zero. Start making new notes from now, So if tomorrow you feel like, oh, okay, I met somebody like this because you met them today, like, okay, you can get away with that a little bit. But don't use somebody you met 2 months ago to judge this new person in your new reality that you're meeting tomorrow, next week, or whatever. Because chances are they're going to be more in alignment to who you are now, because that's how energy works. So they're not going to be in alignment to that old person that you met when you were, when you didn't even know yourself, when you didn't love yourself the way you do now, and all that. So, yeah, allow it all to be new and to go into it like a baby, please. I don't care how much you feel like you know, how much of you feel like you're able to read people, or all that. Just, yeah, go into it with newness and allow things to find you. Yeah, your advice right now, if I'm not mistaken, this is the same card that was in the advice for spread one. But yeah. Yeah, your advice right now is to love all of you, like kind of what I was just saying. Like, for me, this feels like these are all his past wands. Like he's done a lot of magic with each of them. Like, he's, they were each important to him and his main wand at different points in his life. And he's felt the need to keep all of them, and he's transporting them from place to place, and he really cares for them a lot. Yeah, so it feels like that same call to love every version of yourself, There was one that brought roses. There was one that, just brought greenery but didn't bring any flowers. There's one that brought yellow flowers, one that brought pink flowers, They all brought different things to the table at their time. But understand that they all led to this person right here carrying them, They're all equal in that they all helped you become. So understand that love... Yeah, look back to the past with a warm heart. Don't just only see the cold stuff. Understand that there's a lot of warmth there. There was a lot of good times at the castle. There was a lot of good times under the trees, like, even through the darkest days, there were still those moments where life was worth living, that kept you here, even if it was just a couple things, but they kept you here. And understand that, yeah, all of it should be loved. Because all of you is worth being loved. So everything you've experienced by that same, that same math, it should be loved as well. So be gentle with yourself and be gentle with your past, for sure. For sure, for sure. Yeah, in your environment. I feel like this was, it was reversed, but that was in that same spot for the first spread too. But yeah, I feel like this is giving me like Akashic Record vibes, which is random because I don't see the what's the word? I don't see the correlation, but yeah, understand that you know more than you think you know. Like I said earlier, like you've had other lifetimes, you've had other experiences other than this lifetime here right now. So understand that there's things that are influencing your experiences. There's things that are influencing your decision making, that are influencing your world, that don't belong to you in your current body right now. So understand that even it may be something that simple as just like the experiences of your ancestors, because your ancestors help you so much. But it's like it's not based on, you in this body right now. It's based on, the lives they've lived or whatever. But understand that there's a lot of dynamics at play, more than meets the eye for sure, more than you have conscious experience of. So yeah, understand that there's a lot of wisdom around you at any given time, that there's a lot of support around you at any given time right now, and that you can learn from all of it. And if you remain open, you keep an open heart, you allow these things to educate you, allow them to reach you, to show you different things, to give you different insights, that they will. And that, yeah, like again, like I said earlier, there's always a flow that's available to you at any given time. And in this case, it's a flow of knowledge, a flow of wisdom. And all you have to do is allow. All you have to do is allow it to show you whatever it is you want to see. And you have a choice. And through your learning, understand that don't gatekeep it. Don't feel like you can't let somebody else know because that's your advantage, because it's not. These truths mean different things to everyone. Like you can tell someone the exact same thing you just understood, the same exact truth, and understand that it's going to play out differently in their world. So don't feel like you're at competition with anybody, especially not based on what you know or what you've learned. Understand that you can teach somebody every single thing you learn, and understand that you will still have a spot, that they will not be able to, take what's yours, because what's yours is yours. And there's nothing anybody can do about that. Yeah, so when you find yourself in a position to be a teacher or help somebody along, or, help empower someone else or strengthen their light, that you do so. And understand that it's only going to lead you to more of yourself, to more blessings, to more abundance, to more all that. And that, yeah, you helping someone else will never leave you worse off. Even if you feel like, okay, your resources are less because you gave them away, understand that it's just energy. It's all energy. And that it will all come back. It will all pay you. And it'll pay itself forward, always. So, yeah, education is important right now. And understand that you can learn from anybody and everything. And that you're also called to pay that forward, the things you learn. Yeah. And that brings us to your hopes and dreams. Wow, I feel like this whole staff has been the same. Like, I gotta go back about this one, but I know for a fact this was here and this was there. But yeah, it honestly feels like the exact same hopes and dreams. Like you're moving right now, and there's travel as far as just momentum, as far as where you've been and where you're going. You're in neither of those places, but you're on the way. And that's what you've been wanting. That's what it's all been for. And and the fear here is just not knowing what that means, not knowing what's going to be called of you, not knowing what's waiting for you on the other side, not knowing where you're going, not knowing who's going to meet you there. Like there's just so many questions. And it's like, what if I fall short? Like what if I end up in the water when I was trying to what if I end up on the water when I was trying to end up on the land? It's like there's a bunch of unknowns, and that's the real scary part here. But yeah, you're just being called to know, like, you're going to end up where you're going. Like, the winds that you're flying on are very divine. That they're not just regular wind, that it's God. Like, the hands of God are taking you there, Like, he's literally taking the wands and going like this, like, carrying them over. But you don't have the ability to see that clearly like that. So it just feels like you're just floating through there, like, oh, I don't know where I'm going, but understand that God's got you. The universe has got you. You're very guided, and your path is divinely orchestrated. So don't lose faith in that. You understand that there's no reason to be fearful. And there's no reason to hope either, because hope is kind of like, hoping for the best, but it's like, it's a knowing. So there's no reason for this to be a hope or a fear. Understand that this needs to be a knowing. And I feel like this is calling you back here. Like, there's things you can learn from everything. And right now you're being asked to know that. Just know. Like, there is no reason to believe or to keep the faith or to hope or any of those words. It's like, know it the way 2 + 2 is 4. Like, oh yeah, I'm on my way somewhere. Like, period. And that's your reality. Don't be shy about it. Don't be humble with it. Don't be, have a bunch of humility. Understand, like, yo, I'm going places, period. I'm not where I'm going, and I'm not where I've been either, but I'm headed there. And that's a reality, and there's power in owning that. And that brings us to your outcome. And yeah, for the outcome, I'm hearing clean getaway. Like, where you've been is I'm getting that it's been hard. Like, it's not somewhere that hasn't even always been safe, whether that be emotionally safe, physically safe, or whatever, but you haven't always felt safe. And where you're headed is more than safe. Like, it's just abundance. It's everything. And yeah, I'm getting that you're leaving behind the things that didn't have room with you, that don't have any space in your world anymore, and you're taking the things that were ready to go with you, and you're being mindful about it. You're not rushing out. You're not crashing out, just running and just, like, you're taking your time. You're taking one step at a time. You secured the swords. You see the swords in your back. You took the time to put them back there. You got them tucked in your arms. You got the right shoes. You're walking on, the platforms that are available, even though it's just one. You got, you did your due diligence to get out there safely. And you did it with enough time to not rush, You didn't wait till the last second being greedy, trying to take these extra swords with you. You left them. And it's like, you know what? I'm going to take exactly what I have room for, no more, no less. And you made it happen. And that's your outcome as far as right now, where the energy is. I definitely want to get clarity on that. So here's the clarifying cards. Yeah, I feel like this bottle has been very, very different than the first spread. And that's dope. Like I was saying going into it, it's like, yeah, these cards will tell a completely different story. Like, it doesn't even feel like the same cards as the first one, honestly. So, yeah, I get the feeling like that's where you're headed down to. Like, you're headed down, and this is what's down there. Like, a nice little valley with, nice greenery and abundance and things to experience and support. This feels like ancestral support. We got to go. You're the greatest of all time, man. And it's like you head to your throne. And you realize, like, things in high places don't necessarily mean they're better. Like, you can climb down and realize this was the best place to be. And I feel like with celebrities and, just powers and leaders, like, they have you thinking, like, the higher to the top you are, the better, It's like if you're at the bottom, like, you're not important, or it's not a life worth living. But now you understand that wherever you choose to be is where life is where your life is. So you can be abundant at the bottom. You could be at the bottom of the bottom and have an abundant life. And you understand that now. So and that also goes back to leaving behind the extra stuff. You don't need all that. You realize you don't need more than you feel like you need. Whatever you decide is enough for you is enough. So now you understand that. You're like, I got up here. I made it all the way up here. I tried really hard to get up here. And now I realize I don't even want to be up here. And now you're headed back down. And you realize, like, I can make a life right here. And, and that's what you're doing right now. That's your outcome. So, and that's really dope, because I feel like that's so empowering. I feel like this world and society keeps us chasing things we don't need to chase, because we have everything we need. We are everything we want to be at any given time, for real. So, yeah. I'm going to pull a couple oracles just to close out the energy. And then, yeah, I'm going to call it. This has been really dope. I'm glad I decided to try something new. Yeah, I'm glad we ended up inside. Like, this was completely different than I feel like Monday Magic typically is. But I feel like there was tons of magic involved today. And I feel like there was something for everybody to leave with. And I can't wait to see what type of week you guys have. And, to hear what showed up and how the magic manifested and actualized in your lives. I definitely feel like this week is a big one. And I feel like the cards confirm that for sure. Just in the cards themselves and then the way they came out and the spreads, the two different spreads. So who are you? Get clear on that. 11. Yeah, who are you? Getting clarity on who you are, what you need, what you don't need, what you love, what you hate, like all that is information that's going to help you in this next chapter. And I feel like you've been getting clear on that. So now it's just kind of owning it. And for me, 11 feels like a reminder that there's no wrong decisions, Like, life's a path. Because, like, you can see it as one path down the middle, or these are two different paths to walk on directly, And it's like, what? Perception is everything. Perspective is everything. And, yeah, there's no wrong choices, How you see the world is enough. What you think is enough. It's like, allow your decisions to show you and reveal you more of yourself. And understand that as long as you're doing that and you're evolving through it all, that every decision's a good decision, As long as you're not just staying the same, repeating cycles and, So, be gentle with yourself. I'm going to continue to remind y'all that. Cut it. Yeah. All that being hard on yourself stuff, all that giving yourself a hard time, cut it out. You don't deserve that. And I know, parents may have, been tough with discipline, may have taught you, you got to be strict with yourself and all that, but understand that if that's not what feels right to you, then that's an indicator that's not right for you, and that's okay. Everybody doesn't need the same discipline. Everybody doesn't need the same things in general. So understand that what you feel is for you and what feels right in your body is right for you. And what feels wrong is wrong. Plain and simple. In 1984, be careful. Understand that everything that's presented to you and that's accepted as normal in this life may not be. Understand that, there are powers that be. There is what's the word? There is a certain amount of dishonesty, in society and what we're taught, and as far as just the reality of this world, and yeah. So just understand that. Look into everything. Question things. If things feel too good to be true, or you feel like everybody's looking in a certain direction, question that. Why? Who has something to gain from everybody looking in this direction? Or who has something to gain by everybody believing this certain thing? Also, follow the money. Like, when people are telling you certain things or messages are being presented to you, look into who's footing the bill on them, who paid for that message. Like, even like political messages, understand that behind politicians are companies and people investing in them and helping them, get into where they're going. So understand that they have a vested interest in them. So yeah, just follow the money, follow the energy, and ask questions. I'll trust that brought it home enough, because I feel like I could tackle that from so many different angles. I'm going to pull one more. Okay, I see my oracle cards want to be very much political, very much in the mix today. But yeah, as far as this one, for me, this has always just been the energy of the fact that Martin Luther King's kids are literally on Twitter. Like Like, you can go and see them tweeting, and that, for me, that just embodies the fact that I feel like we've always been taught, Martin Luther King and just civil rights and just a lot of things. Not even, if you want to zoom out, definitely zoom out, because this is just an energy. Just the fact that, specifically MLK, it's like the pictures are black and white when you see him, and if in your head, like, that was so long ago, that that time of when he had a dream, and when he was marching, and when he was murdered, and all that. It feels like so long ago, and it's taught like it's so long ago. But when you zoom out, you realize, like, yo, his kids are literally on Twitter. And that means, like, if his kids are on Twitter, like, think about it. Your parents, your grandparents, like, that's not that long ago, like, they're your parents' childhood, or your grandparents, when they were young adults. Like, that's not that long ago, being that them, like, they're alive now. So think about, their child is not that long ago. You zoom out from that lens, and I feel like that's eye-opening, because I feel like when I thought about it, I'm like, dang, like, that's literally Martin Luther King's daughter, like, on Twitter tweeting. How long ago could all that really have been? Not that long ago. So just understand that, zoom out, and think about it. That goes back to follow the money, and just the dishonesty and all that in general. Understand that pictures are painted, and history typically belongs to those who win, like the losers and the people who ended up on the short end of the sticks are not the ones writing the history. So understand that the history you're reading will always paint people in a good light, because the person who wrote it is the one who won, and not the person who lost to them. They're not the ones writing the history books, not the mainstream ones. Maybe you could go find them, but yeah. So I just say all that to say, ask questions, please, and understand that there are agendas at play, that there are, that there's stuff going on, and trust yourself, and up your protections. I'm being called to tell you, like, know who you are. There's so much protection in that, knowing yourself and exploring yourself and going within and finding those truths, and just learning everything as far as just frequency and vibration and what that means for you and the world we live in, and just this whole journey itself. There's so much protections that come with it. So if you're somebody that's new on a spiritual journey, or you're just getting started, or you don't know where to go next, definitely just, start with frequency and vibration, and continue to go within, meditate, and learn yourself. And the more you can shed who you aren't, the more you'll see who you are. And through that comes so many protections, I promise. And that'll protect you from having to worry about all this stuff, and you'll be able to see all of it, all the lies and everything, clear as day. So you're not to be feared or anything like that, though. I definitely, that's not what I want you to take away from those. Definitely not fear, just empowerment, and being able to discern what's real, what's false, and the agendas, and not fall for them. And because there is a lot going on. So I'll definitely leave it at that. Give you guys a second to kind of look over your cards. So the ring light kind of makes some of them hard. So the Hierophant. You got the Hermit and Death card. But yeah, this was spread 2. This was really dope. I really like both spreads. They're really cool. But put these away. Yeah. Today was really dope. Woo! That was really cool, y'all. But about to head out. Lint my beard. But yeah, that was really good. Dang, I see we're at 2 hours and 10 minutes. Definitely the longest one so far, but I feel like we did some good work. Yeah, just know I love y'all, and have a good ass week. I don't know what comes next, but it feels like something's bubbling to the surface, and I'm excited. I'm just excited for all of us. I'm excited to see what comes next. I'm excited to experience it and to hear from you all, and to see, where the week finds us. So I'll see y'all soon, and be safe, and tell somebody you love them, and yeah, just keep being you. But Mark out.